right, guys, what's good? Oh my gosh. Welcome to the show. Hopefully, the volume is great here for you guys. Welcome, 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 welcome. I am Armand, and we are back with another video. Absolutely. Okay, so listen, we got to get into some things, okay? Normally, we don't even do this on Wednesdays, but you know what? Listen, I'm gonna just jump right into it. Okay. So if you're new, hello, welcome. You know, this is going to be a very good show.
Hello, motherfucker.
Welcome to the channel. Make sure you guys subscribe right now because you don't want to miss any updates. If you're returning, well, you know how we get down, and you know this is the kind of juice that we about over here. And some shit might shut down, some shit might stop working, but we're gonna get through the show. Okay. The call-in lines are now open. Okay, we're just gonna start it off with that 563-999-3658. Okay. Wow, now that all that is out the way, let's get into some things. Okay, so mind you, I'm getting ready because I had to cancel my music show tonight because I have an appointment to go to because I have to get my camera looked at, right? And so as I'm getting ready to go, I'm getting all of these messages about Wendy Williams, and her husband being with the Mistress and these new photos that have leaked. Okay, so let's get into it. Oh my God. So Wendy Williams' husband, Kevin Hunter, has been spotted in Florida with his mistress that he's been with for about 10 years. Now, this is a loaded conversation. This is a lot. So I'm going to attempt to try to organize it as best I can and tell the story as best that I can. Now, all this information comes from the Daily Mail. The Daily Mail has been on Wendy Williams and Kevin's ass, okay, since like 2017. For about 2 years, they have been on it. Okay, so this all started when the Daily Mail did a 1-year investigation on Kevin Hunter, and they found out that he was in fact with this woman. What's her name? SHARINA. I believe that's her name. Okay, and she's 33 years old. Okay, and Kevin has been spotted with her. They've been allegedly together for about 10 years having this affair. Now, apparently, Wendy Williams knows about it. But her whole thing is she just doesn't want to be humiliated. Okay, she's willing to be the side wife or live the double life, but she doesn't want anybody to know about it. Now, Kevin has bought her a car, a house and a condo. But she's getting fed up. According to the Daily Mail, she has given him several ultimatums because she wants to be the only woman. She's been pregnant allegedly multiple times. We don't know if there's a baby to come. I personally don't think there's a baby because I feel like Wendy is like that. That's her breaking point. If there's a baby, it's over. But Kevin, he doesn't want to leave Wendy because that's his meal ticket. He cannot afford to leave her because he says that she pays for his luxury lifestyle. Oh yes. Let me read you exactly what's been going on, okay? So here's the mistress. Says, now this is from the Daily Mail. SHARINA has given several ultimatums over the years, and he's had to point out we can't afford to take care of ourselves. She's living in a very nice apartment in Manhattan. He pays for, and he got her a studio in Midtown for one of her many businesses that he supports. He put her through school to be a massage therapist. He opened a kiosk for her at the mall in North Carolina, where she's from. He helped her set up a jewelry and clothing line. online called Vish, but none of her businesses have ever been a success. This comes as a new intimate photos obtained by the Daily Mail show Hunter and his mistress getting up close and personal. Okay? And so here are the pictures of them on the beach. Okay? Now mind you, this is some tea because they are on the beach in Florida. Now, what makes this all so very interesting is the fact that when Wendy Williams went on to her show and she announced that she was living in and out of in a sober living home. Now, that comes after the Daily Mail found out that she was going to the sober living, so and reached out to her to try to get a statement. So instead of giving a statement, she wanted to jump in front of the story before the Daily Mail put it out. So she put it out herself. She never had any intention on putting that out that she had been in the rehab facility. She was going to continue to lead us to believe that the reason why she had been out from work and the reason why she had fainted on Halloween was all because of her Graves' disease and her medical conditions, which in fact, none of that had anything to do with her episodes on the show. In fact, the fact that Kevin is still with this 33-year-old woman, cheating on her, buying her homes, businesses, and spending Wendy's money, Wendy has now been forced to drink and get high on prescription medication. She is very miserable. She is not happy. Sources are saying Wendy Williams, Kevin controls her phone. She's not allowed to talk to her friends, her family. Well, she doesn't even have friends. But we know that to be true because Wendy's blatantly said she doesn't have friends. She said her phone only calls out. She's not allowed to accept incoming calls. And we also know that her mother and father didn't even know that she was away on in this sober living. But that's not even the half. Now let's keep going. So they're in Florida. Now remember this picture. Well, hold on. Before we get that, this is the white coat pictures of Wendy going in and out of the sober living. So I think I did a video and I was like, oh, Wendy Williams was showing off her husband. Well, I was wrong there. She wasn't showing off her husband. Actually, the Daily Mail spotted him taking her in and out of the sober living facility in New York City. So that's why she has on this coat, because she is going to the sober living, and he takes her there every morning after the show. And she spends the night there, and she comes back. He picks her up in the morning, and she goes to her job. And while she's doing this, he spends time with his mistress. Now, remember yesterday I talked about this, and I think a caller even called in. I said, well, it's really, really interesting how Wendy Williams is trying to say that she is going through the sober living program because she just released her hotline number and she had never been through the sober living once she stopped her cocaine habit. So she wanted to see what it was like to actually go through the treatment. Remember, she said that, and I said, no, that doesn't sound right, because a person that goes into sober living, you would have to at least been into some rehabilitation facility. Well, and then a caller called in and said, well, remember she was spotted in Florida, and Florida is one of the biggest, they have some of the biggest and the best rehab facilities in the country. Well, if you remember this This was when Wendy was in Florida. Remember, she was spotted in Florida in CVS. Now, here's the thing. Well, according to the Daily Mail, every time he takes Wendy to Miami for the weekend, Sharina travels separately and stays at another hotel down the street. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. Wendy knows about Sharina, but is willing to put up with it as long as there's an understanding that there will be no baby. She doesn't get humiliated. Okay? Now, this is Wendy in Florida at the rehab facility. He booked her into a it was a luxurious rehabilitation facility. And so while Wendy was there, he was there with Sharina. He was there with her. Okay? Now, while Wendy was in the rehab facility, they would watch her go to the bathroom. They would they would watch her every move, okay? But it's been said that she would sneak and have people bring her stuff, like pills and liquor. And also the woman right here, this woman is allegedly a mom of one of the uh I don't know if they're inmates or what they are, but one of the people that are in the that's taking rehab too, this is one of their moms. So the intake or the inmates, I don't know what the hell you call them people, but this is a parent to one of them niggas that's in there getting rehab, and she went to CVS with Wendy, conveniently where they sell wine and beer, to go get Wendy some wine. Oh yes. So the whole time she was still on the shit. Yes, she was still on the shit. But meanwhile, while she's in there getting drunk and doing these things, he's on the beach with another woman. Oh my God. He's on the beach with another woman. That's ridiculous. Now, the woman, again, like I said before, she wants to be exclusive with Kevin. Kevin doesn't want to do that because, he's riding in brand new Rolls Royces. You see pictures of him here just seen last week leaving the parking lot from dropping Wendy off at the damn Sober Living, and he's pulling out to go see his side bitch. Grinning like a motherfucker. Ain't that nigga ain't shit. Wow. Mm. Look at Wendy. And she's over there. This was her right after the show, after she announced that she was in Sober Living, again with her lunch in hand on her way to the Sober Living Tuesday after her show. Wow. But let me show you. Look at the house. Now, here's the houses that he bought her. Okay, so before Hunter moved his mistress into a Manhattan apartment. Hudson, that's Sharina Hudson, she was living in a suburban 765,000 four-bedroom, 3,900 square foot single family home in Morristown, New Jersey, where both of their names were listed on the mailbox. Remember, now that's the house they sold. And before moving Hudson into this stately home in the suburbs, Hunter had Sharina living in a $700,000 luxury two-bedroom condo 30 miles away from Fort Lee, New Jersey. Mind you, when in December, Um, when all this stuff came back again in December of 2018, this last December, Kevin Hunter sold the condo as well. So he sold both of these properties. But this was Sharina Hudson's apartment, and this was her house with him. But Wendy knew about all of this. Now he's since sold these because people were, investigating, and they were pulling up home records, and they would see that he shared, he was part owner with her name on the deed. Ain't that about a bitch? So now meanwhile, Wendy is trying to get sober. Wendy's trying to get better. And her husband is sitting here literally pissing in her face. Wendy, I don't know how you're going to get out of this one because the receipts are there. The Daily Mail has videos of them walking together. The Daily Mail has all of this stuff. They've been following this for years. Oh, and I almost forgot. Now, we all know by now the husband is the reason why she relapsed. Now, according to the Daily Mail, they're saying what exactly happened was last December, Wendy hired a private investigator. Well, last year, she hired a private investigator to see if the husband was cheating. And she found out that he was still seeing the mistress. So what happened with the arm was they got into a conversation. Now I said this. But this we already knew because I already had said this. Remember when I said, well, they probably got into an argument and he pushed her and she fell. Well, I said he might have hit her. Now, according to the sources over at the Daily Mail, they're saying that they got into an altercation and Wendy hurt her arm in the altercation of confronting him once she found out that he was cheating. And then Kevin went and called the staff in the studio over at the Wendy show and said that she tripped. Into a wall or some shit like that. Like he made up some lie. Okay? I don't know exactly what the lie was, but it wasn't the truth. The truth was you was caught cheating. She confronted your ass. Y'all got into a little bit of a tussle or something, and she tried to get angry, and she fucking hurt her arm. But he called and said that, she hurt herself, she kind of tripped and she fell into a wall or something like that. But that's not what happened. So after that, Wendy just kept getting just high. She's been on the drugs, the prescription drugs, and the drinking. Once she realized that her man is continuing to still cheat on her, still having this affair. I'm not sure why she won't leave him. It's just really not making sense to me as to why this woman is still with him. But it's being said that he controls everything. He controls everything. He's a very, very nasty man. And so it's a lot going on. Mm, mm, mm. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, so we're going to take some callers. Oh, the last part, I almost forgot. Very, very, very important part. Sources very close to the situation are saying nobody even cares for Wendy's situation because they said her attitude is so nasty that nobody feels bad for her either. And that's the real unfortunate part. That, excuse me, nobody even feels bad for her because she's nasty. They said she's very rude. She's very mean. But I mean, on one hand, I could understand how you could be very rude and very mean. Your husband's cheating on you for years. You're to the point where you're getting drugs. You're passing out on national TV. You're relapsing back into drugs and alcohol. Your son hates you. The whole world hates you because you make millions of dollars talking about people every day. You're not allowed to have friends. The mother, his own mother, his mother spoke out and says that he physically abuses Wendy Williams. I told you that there is an alleged ass beating room, soundproof ass whooping room where he goes and kicks her ass. And they tried to make all of this about her Graves' disease. This isn't about Graves' disease. This is about your dick disease. And you can't keep it out of that 33-year-old cootie. Wow. Wendy, what the fuck are you gonna do? How are you gonna get out of this one? Because she tried to dance in front of it yesterday. How are you going to get out of this one, Wendy? Are you going to just sit here and be the world's biggest side bitch? We know you watch the show, Wendy. What are you going to do? Wow. This has nothing to do with Graves' disease. This has nothing to do with thyroid. But I told you guys, Wendy knew. Wendy knew about this woman. The only thing was that baby, when the pregnancy came up, that was the issue. Get rid of the baby. They had to make sure that baby was gone. I think that's what really messed Wendy up, because sources have said that she's been pregnant multiple times. And if I'm her, I'm fed the fuck up too, because it's clear that Kevin doesn't respect Wendy. But my whole thing is, well, shit, honestly, I'm not even mad if I'm her. Reason why I'm not mad, Kevin is 40 something, 44 years old, 42 years old. He's a millionaire. He's spending all his money on me. She's only 33 years old with several businesses that flopped. He's bought her mansions, condos, invested in all of her business. You know how it is when you're young and trying to be an entrepreneur, and you got this rich man giving you everything, promising you the world. And she probably really loves him. I mean, come on now. Do you really think Kevin is fucking Wendy? Wendy can barely stand up, let alone take some dick. Come on now. Wendy's ankle so damn swollen, she can't throw them motherfuckers back. Her whole leg a break. So he over there getting some young cootie cane, and she stand for the coin. She's a massage therapist. What the hell? What's she gonna do? At this point, she don't have no choice but to stay with him. You live in a $700,000 condo, $765,000 mansion, and you a massage therapist. How the hell do you expect to pay your bills? I mean, it's nothing against the massage therapist, but I mean, I don't think massage therapists is just got Louis, Gucci's, and Birkins. Come on. Shout out to the members, you guys. If you guys haven't done so, make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to this channel right now. Please go ahead and subscribe. We're about to take some calls. The call-in number is open. The number is 563-999-3658. The call lines are through the roof. If you haven't done so, make sure you guys subscribe to the greatest show on YouTube. And if you would like to become a member to get exclusive membership perks, go ahead and click the link. Okay. Let's get into some things. I'm trying to think is there anything else I need to get into before I start taking any of you guys' calls? Okay. Let's take a caller. Who's up here? 305-3603. You're live on the air.
Hey, Armand. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, Armand. The only thing I got to say is Wendy is gonna have to do a Tina on Kev. You feel me? She gonna have to do all that what Tina had to do. She gonna have to fight. Period. Because at the end of the day, he want the bag,
Mm-hmm.
and it's her bag. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she has to become woman enough to. She's gonna have to break the cycle. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's already trying to break it. You don't see that she's in rehab. You see that she already done got her private eye. You get what I'm saying? She knows. A woman knows. Every woman knows when you get cheated on. We all know that woman intuition. We have something. You understand? But for him to be so boastful and to put it in her face like that, it's like, well, what are y'all doing? Are y'all playing sister wives or something? Because
Right.
that's what it looked like to me.
And I definitely feel
You
like,
playing sister wives now.
and she's definitely getting her ass beat because if she wasn't, she would have been left
Exactly. Hmm. And they make me question Wendy. Well, how much can you take till you break?
until
You
he
understand?
literally kills you
But she has to
dead.
be the that man. She might have to do a what is it? Her Romeo and her ring they kill on her. You hear me? I swear.
All right,
She gonna
thank you,
get it together
caller.
because this man is dragging her.
Yes, he is. We got to
All
move
right.
on. Thank you. Wow, we had a lot of callers. Wow, look at my guy over here. Samuel, wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. It's a lot going on today. Okay, okay, okay. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Thank you again for the $100 super chat. Shout out to all the new members. Shout out to Marky said, Jennifer Phillips. Shout out to you guys. All right, let's take some more callers. It's a full show. I'm gonna try to get through everybody. Shout out to 1,300 people in the building right now. Wow. Shout out to everybody there on Facebook. We see you too. All right. 562-7110. Do you want to weigh in on this Wendy
Yeah.
Williams, Kevin Hunter situation? What you got?
Yes. Hey, babe. It's Armand. It's Armand. Ciao, it's Angel.
Hey, Angel, what's going on, boo?
You don't be laughing at me. I'm the one who told you right before the new year with your 30,000 subscribers that in the new year, the people you look up to, you're gonna be looking down to them in a minute. So be careful of always saying you look up to people like Wendy Williams. I don't know if you remember that,
Yes, I
but
do.
as soon as the new year came around, yes, as soon as I knew the new year came around and this whole thing with her not coming back from the show, I was just sitting back watching you. Like, see, I told you. I told you. Now, as far as her relapsing, I don't believe that she relapsed.
Mm.
Number one, she never stated she relapsed. What she said was she's staying at a sober living, but she never said she relapsed. I think at some point she's gonna try to pull the Tina Turner and write a book or whatever
Mm-hmm.
about her life. And I think she right now is gonna claim she's doing research because, as she stated on her show, she said, "I'm there because I went through my drug addiction, but I never lived at a sober house."
Mm-hmm.
So she's going to try and come back and claim, "Oh, well, I was there for research to see how it was, to see the conditions that these people are living in, to go through that experience as part of my journey." The real reason I believe she's there is because he is beating on her. And I think she's one of those women that throw out fake ultimatums, like either you going to treat me right and get rid of your side hoe, or I'm not going to come back to the house and I'm going to divorce you. And then also it's a setup. You know how she said, I still have the ring on my finger. I'm
Mm-hmm.
still
Yes.
a hunter or whatever. So she can always come back, double back on her audience and say, "You know what? I did decide to divorce him. Here's the truth. I had to get away from him. I couldn't live in that house. That's why I was living in the sober living. Not because of a relapse, but I needed to get myself away from my husband physically.
No, Wendy Williams is. I agree with you, but Wendy Williams is definitely high. She's definitely high because the fact that she was stuttering, stumbling on stage, she was zoned out, couldn't even do interviews. Did you see the interview with Jada Kiss? What group was that?
Yeah, with the locks.
With the locks, yeah. Like,
and they said she was on medication.
Yeah, she was on the prescription drugs, and then she came out and apologized and said she promises a much better, much stronger Wendy next year, and she'll never do it again. By her claiming to never do it again, that she's letting you know that she kind of got out of control with it. She was on the prescriptions, the prescriptions and the alcohol.
Okay, and two more things real quick. Why she ain't divorcing him is because she don't want to pay him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, as much as everybody talks about it's her money, it's her money.
It's his too.
He helped her come up. Yeah, exactly. It's their money, not all hers. He's her manager. He helped her get famous and helped her get the money she had. Now, she's had people on her show, such as Mary J. Blige in the past. And I remember seeing her interview Mary J. Blige and talking to Mary J. Blige about how she had to pay her ex-dude. I think his name is Keanu or something like that. And she, to me, when I watched that interview, if you go back and watch it, to me, she looked at Mary J. Blige in her eyes like, damn, sis, I hope I don't have to go through that.
10 more seconds, yeah.
Wendy has too much pride. Yeah, Wendy has too much pride. Number one, think about it. Number one, as bad as we feel for Mary J. Blige, that's how we would feel for Wendy Williams, her having to pay her ex-husband. But you want to add on to that, because not only will Wendy be paying her husband, but he be paying his hoe.
Right. All right, caller, thank you.
About that.
We got to move on, but I love you, baby. Thank you for calling. It's a full queue today.
Love you too.
Love you. Bye. Yes, we are getting into some things today, and I agree. Wendy does. I agree with that last caller. Wendy probably is trying to. The only reason why I could think that she has not completely let this man go is because she is trying to strategically think, how does she get out of this with majority of her money? Because one can only think that, he must get a percentage for being her manager, and he's married to her, legally married to her. So once you're married, it's a 50-50 split. They've been together for umpteen years. So, there's spousal support and all kind of stuff involved with that. They have businesses together. Now, I'm not really sure what all that entails, whose name's on what. But once you're married, you guys got to split 50-50 from whatever's acquired after the marriage anyway. But at the same time, if that is the case, well, why is he so afraid to leave? Oh, you know why? Because if he goes and leaves and marries someone else or bees with that woman, then Wendy won't be responsible for paying him anymore. So he can't leave her for another woman, because then she won't have to pay. But again, if that's the case, all this damn proof out here, you should be able to take this to the court, girl, and not have to pay this nigga shit. So I'm just not understanding still why she won't leave, because it's clearly proven that this man is cheating on you. A court is not going to make you pay him half of everything when this man is cheating on you. And my thing is, I don't know how she's going to continue to pretend that this is not out there. I mean, the man is grinning like a motherfucker. I mean, this picture, he's borderline laughing at the bitch. Wendy Williams is in Florida getting her rehab on, sneaking booze and painkillers into her cell, and this man is sitting on the beach in sunny Del Rey with a 33-year-old smiling and grinning with his side bitch, while his wife, one of the biggest TV personality in the world, nationally syndicated television show, every world-renowned iconic TV host, personality, radio icon, is sitting somewhere in the fucking rehab, and the whole world is wondering where the fuck she's at, and they done told people that she has Graves' disease. Mind you, that also goes into why they haven't talked to the staff. Remember, during this whole situation, the staff knew nothing. Remember, she wasn't talking to anybody. That's because she didn't want anybody to know that she was high. Wendy is high. Wendy's gonna fuck around and overdose on some painkillers because this man is going to end up driving her to kill herself if she doesn't get out, or he's going to whoop her ass into death in that ass whooping room because he's already broke her damn arm. Shit, man. Wow. It's money on the motherfucking floor today. Shout out to the $100 super chat from Serenity after all. Oh, shout out to all the new members. Oh, shout out to Sashana Gordine for the super chat. Unapologetically said, Sharina's happy endings game must be extra special to have Kevin so disrespect to his wife of so many years. Oh, gosh. It's a lot going on. Whoa. We have 1,471 people live right now on YouTube getting into some things. Wow. Let's take another caller. 248-7949. What's going on? Come on, caller. You got it. Okay. Got to be ready.
Stupid.
Okay. 718-4620. You're live on the air.
Hi, Armand. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just have two things that I want to say really quickly.
Okay.
The first thing I want to say is that I don't think that Wendy's staying because of money, because she doesn't want to pay her husband if they get a divorce. I think she's staying because she's a weak woman. I feel like she has no self-esteem, and I feel like she would commit suicide and kill herself before she left him.
Really?
I feel like she knows she's not an attractive woman. Not to sound shallow, but I mean, come on, Wendy looks like a man herself.
Okay.
So it's not like she's going to leave Kevin and have a whole lot of options. And
Okay.
she's a woman of a certain age. So, women in that age bracket do tend to get complacent in their marriages, even when things are fucked up and they stay. So I feel like, for all of those reasons, she's going to stay. I also wanted to say that Charlamagne actually he was good friends with Wendy and her husband Kevin, and he's the one who introduced Sharina to Kevin, because Sharina's from the same town where he's from in South Carolina, and they grew up together. And he introduced her, and I feel like he knows how abusive Kevin is to Wendy and how controlling he is. He's hinted to it, but he will never confirm, like, the rumors of her being abused by Kevin or not. He just said things like, oh, he's a really bad dude. But I think he knows much more, and I think that things are really bad. They've been bad in her relationship for a long time. It's just playing out in the media, and I don't think that she's going to leave him.
So you just think that Wendy's going to just get beat until the day she dies and just get cheated on to the day she dies?
I believe that Kevin would leave her before she leaves him. I don't think that she's like, I think because she's going along with it, the abuse is not as bad as we think it is. It's probably more of like verbal and emotional and mental abuse than it is physical. I do think he's physically abusive because he's controlling, but I feel like he has her mind. Her mind is gone. So I don't feel like she's like in the room getting the shit beat out of her.
I think she's getting her ass beat because why? How the hell did she break her arm?
I feel like that was one situation that happened where, yeah, he probably did knock the shit out of her. But I don't think that she's in a relationship with. She's not the woman that's in the room, getting her ass beat every night, getting thrown across the room. She probably tried to stand up for herself, and then he knocked the shit out of her, and her fragile ass, she broke her. That's how, she's fragile. Mm-hmm. She's a big woman, but she's really bony. Mm-hmm. So, and she's of a certain age. The bones get brittle after a while. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I feel like that's what happened.
Good insight, caller. Thank you. So you basically think that Wendy Williams is going to be trash forever?
Shoot, forever.
You're trash.
Wow, thank you.
Be original, bitch.
Wow. Well, whoa. Let's take another caller. 716-2434, you're live on the air.
Hi, Harmon. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm going fan-fucking-tastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. The show is looking good. Good. Listen, man. Let me get ready. I know you got a lot of them.
Yes.
Man, Wendy Williams, to me right now, is the ultimate talk of the town. Mm-hmm. Look how everything is now. She's literally the hot topic right now. Mm-hmm. And I feel like everything you said earlier about her realizing that her husband didn't change and that he's still messing with this SHARINA girl or whatever lady, I think that it definitely put her over the edge. And I believe that's when she literally started using again. Mm-hmm. And I think for her being on a show for so long, it is very embarrassing. For years, you tell people you're sober, and you're in a show that you talk about people for so long. It's hard to come out and say, "Yo, I'm struggling right now." Mm-hmm. You're made to feel like you got to be tough. So I feel like Wendy been going through it, and I'm not saying Wendy don't have her time coming, because sometimes you talk about people, there comes a point where it's gonna be about you. You're gonna be the talk of the town. But in all honesty, she's a woman first, and especially a person that's been in drugs, and they're dependent. A lot of times when they find a husband and that person will help them through that journey, it's hard for them to let go. Mm-hmm. It's just a lot of facets to this. It's just a lot of facets. And I want to have a little sympathy for Wendy.
So you feel bad for Wendy?
No woman wants to see them. I feel bad for Wendy.
I do too. I do too. Honestly, I do too. But a lot of people close to her are saying that they don't feel bad for her because she has such a nasty attitude, and it's not on the TV.
I feel like she's defensive. She's defensive because she's living in a world. Look at the world that we're living in. Everything she's doing is public. She's used to the critique. She's used to all of that. So Wendy probably did not want to be bothered with that. And for her, this is her personal life. It's falling apart. This is real life. For her. I feel sympathy.
So let me tell you. So pretend. Okay, so let's stop everything right now. Let's stop everything right now. Wendy Williams is watching the show right now. What are you going to say to her? You got 10 seconds. 2 seconds. Go. What are you saying to her?
Wendy, you are a woman first. And regardless of what your husband is, and regardless of how attached he's manager or not, you deserve better. Mentally, emotionally, physically. Get it together.
All right.
For us, because we love you.
Thank you, caller.
All right.
Bye. Yes. Shout out to the members. Let me go into the chat and see what the members are talking about in the chat. Shout out to one of our new members, Erica B. Welcome to the greatest show on YouTube. I am your host, Armand Wiggins. If you haven't done so, please like this video, share this video, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. And if you're on Facebook, like the Armand Wiggins Show like page. Also, if you're on Facebook, please start a watch party. Invite your friends. All right, what are the members saying? Somebody said, Vanessa Martinez said, love Wendy. Zanita Love said she is from the Caribbean. Talking about the caller, okay. Sing, Pray, Love sends yellow hearts emojis. Let's see, okay. All right, so y'all not saying nothing. Oh, let's take some more callers. (301-9356), you're live on the air.
Hi, Armand. How are
Good. How
you?
are you?
I'm doing good. So, I just wanted to say that I think that this is like turning into a lifetime
Uh
story,
huh.
like from the movies. I'm looking at this picture. Let me cut this volume down. The girl Sharina looking all happy. He's
Mhm.
smiling. Meanwhile, Wendy posted up with her Rubbermaid spaghetti container for lunch, going to rehab, looking crazy as hell. Like they, like they try and make her look crazy as shit, so the public will be like, "This bitch is losing it." You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's just this is crazy to me, and I don't feel sorry for Wendy ass
Oh.
because she went on live television talking about something. As long as you see my ring, don't ask me nothing about my marriage, bitch. We could see your marriage. We could see that shit is down in the dumps, and that is not your man,
Okay, but
okay?
let me ask
Because
this.
he
Let
is
me ask
posted up
this.
with her.
Let me ask this. Okay. Are us, and I
Yeah.
have my audience is predominantly women, so I want to ask all the women out there, and you on the phone too. Now, are we being a little harsh with Wendy? Because I know for a fact Wendy is not the only woman that has stuck through some bullshit and been a woman that's been cheated on and had a nigga that's got another girl and stayed. So are we just giving Wendy a hard time because she's the public figure and it's easy to talk about her? When there's a lot of women right now out of these 1,400 people, somebody else is in a situation of Wendy and they laughing at her.
Oh no 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 no! Because I put Wendy in that same goddamn category. I was gonna say that too. Like I put Wendy in the same category. You make more money than this nigga. You housing this nigga. You got all the information that you need to know that he cheating, and yet you still stick by him. You still take up for him. No, she's just as stupid as all these other hoes out here that's going through that situation.
Hmm.
It's always that one friend, and Wendy would be that one friend. No, I don't feel sorry for Wendy because she's sitting up here looking stupid in front of the whole world. Stupid, stupid.
Mm.
You're trash. Stupid. Stupid.
Well, thank you,
Okay.
caller.
Thank you.
Bye. Whew, sheesh. Heavy on it, Sleaze. She's not taking any fucking prisoners. You know what though? I everybody keeps asking me, and I remember another caller asked me. She said, "What do I think is next for like the Wendy Williams of the world when her show was over?" And remember, I told you this a while ago, so I want to stamp it again. I think that Wendy's going to write a book. Well, first of all, I think she's going to do a podcast. I think Wendy's going to write a book. The podcast might come after the book and stuff, but I think too the depending on how this ends, especially if this ends in death, this could be. Or I personally feel as though that the way that this is going, Wendy Williams show will then turn into Wendy Williams the movie, Wendy Williams the biopic. Like this I would pay to see this motherfucking movie because it's the most fascinating, interesting movie ever. Like you have this person who knows how to turn it on and turn it off in front of the camera. Like she literally acts like none of this shit is happening. None of this stuff is happening and delivers the news on people. Like one thing I will say about her, despite her foolishness with her husband, and maybe she might be weak in that area with the marriage and her husband, but one thing that woman did do, she realized that she was for the people. She committed to the job of being this messy bitch. And she knew that, okay, I'm gonna be this messy bitch. I'm not gonna have no friends. Nobody's gonna really be happy for me, and I don't care. I'm gonna make my millions. So she literally turned off, disconnected, and that lady comes to work every single day, like nothing happened, like none of this is going on, and just delivers the news and will laugh and will joke and will act like none of this is happening, and then we'll go to the sober living. That lady came onto the show with her arm. Like Wendy Williams is serious about the show because there's so many people that want her spot and she's so competitive. She doesn't want anybody to have that seat. And she's committed to that show. But that show is going to be the death for her. I'm telling you, because it's going to start the show with her husband. It's going to drive her crazy. But I think it's so interesting how, she's strong enough to face all this scrutiny. Like once the cameras are off behind the scenes in her regular everyday life, and then she gets in front of the camera and acts like nothing's happened. It's business per usual. And it almost has you like, well, shit, is this shit really happening? I mean, is this real or is this fake? Because I don't know the difference, because this bitch is sitting up here like everything is cool. So now I'm thinking like maybe we was wrong the whole time. And then the Daily Mail drops this bomb. You know what I mean? Then you see her going in and out. Mind you, he got on his Fendi. Now this is just one day dropping her off. The other day he had on Gucci. Today he got on Fendi from head to toe. And then she got on Louis. She got her. Now this was back in 2017. And she's tired of giving him ultimatums. Look, this is the day he had on this Gucci with his brand new Rolls Royce. You know, Wendy's worth over $60 million fucking dollars. And this is the houses that he bought the Mistress. Mind you, this was Wendy leaving the facility, the rehab facility in Florida. Mind you, this CVS sold liquor. She was there getting booze, and the black lady next to her was an accomplice. The black lady next to her was the damn mother of one of the inmates that was in the damn facility. Meanwhile, this nigga's on the beach, giggling like a motherfucker. Just spending money. Spend it all. Spend the fucking money. Spend it, spend it, spend it. Spend it all, nigga. Spend it all. He probably fucked her on the beach and everything. Give a whole new meaning to sex on the beach.
Stupid.
Shout out to the new member. As Farrah says, she hanging on to that job just like her husband. She not letting either go. She'll fight both to the death. All right. Let's take another caller. Let's take another caller. 951-5663. You're live on the air.
Hello, motherfucker.
Oh, hello, motherfucker.
This Erica came.
Oh, hey, Erica. What's going on, boo?
Let's get into some things, okay? First of all, Daily Mail's they source is SHARINA HUDSON, in my opinion.
Right, because where the fuck you get this picture from?
It's SHARINA. It's SHARINA or her cousin or her friend. Like Wendy used to say, oh, yeah, what you got to do is you got to give it to the friend and have a friend give it. SHARINA took her advice. I remember Wendy has said that multiple times about how to get some news out without it being you. So she took that advice. And I just think that Wendy should leave SHARINA's man alone at this point.
Oh.
That's how I feel. Leave SHARINA's man alone. SHARINA Hunter, you need to go back to William and stay away from her man, because that's clearly what he's saying with these pictures and all this that he's doing. I mean, it's humiliating to me, and I don't feel sorry for her. I think it's pathetic at this point. Like, what are you doing?
And you know, you're so right, Erica.
And he's abusive.
And you're right, Eric. But you know what? What I feel like what's interesting is I don't think he's abusing SHARINA yet. Well, but I think once he leaves Wendy, then he'll start to abuse her. But at the same time, right now, you know what? I think you're right. I was going to bring that point up too. I think that she is the source, or a friend of hers is the source, because where do you get these damn pictures? These are obviously personal pictures. You don't have these on your Instagram anywhere. And this motherfucker obviously is comfortable letting you take these pictures. So there's more where this came from.
Exactly. Because that was not a sneak picture.
That was not a sneak picture.
He knew she was taking that picture.
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, and he needs to put his shirt back on. That's what we need to talk about.
No, and listen, and listen, they probably got into it. This probably came out because remember, Wendy went on her show and she was talking about how her and her man is good. Then the picture came out with him hugging her and they had the middle fingers up showing their support. So, and it's already been said that she's been giving him ultimatums because she wants to be the main woman. So she probably got fed the fuck up and was like, you know what? All right, you back with her. You taking her to these things and you're spending time with her. All right, well, I'm going to leak some shit because, this bitch is feeling away too. She's not happy about the position she's in. Yes, she's getting money, but she wants him all to herself. And so women do stuff like this.
Yes,
she will leak little shit like this to the media if he is not acting right. So Kevin is not acting right.
And Matt, think about it. She's been putting up with this for 10 years.
Yes.
If she's been putting up with this for 10 years, he's been lying to her for 10 years. I'm going to leave her. I'm going to leave it. That's what the men do. That's trying to do both. They lie to both. And, Sharina, she's stupid for believing it because, obviously, Wendy's a public figure. You can't even lie and say that you didn't know they was together.
Right.
So you just, at this point, it seems like they both getting their karma on both ends. You ain't getting them in because you sitting here trying to be the side chick to take over Wendy, and Wendy, she's sitting here putting up with it. So it's like they need to just go ahead, move in together, do a reality show or something. Like, what is she waiting for? I just don't get it. And I don't feel sorry for her. I think the old saying, people that live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That's exactly what it is. You running your mouth about everybody else's situation, and now look at you. You out here looking crazy.
Absolutely. We got to move on. Thank you, Erica. I love you. Thanks for being a part of the team.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, shout out to my moderator, Erica Kane. Yes. And member. Shout out to all the new members. If you would like to listen. We have to do this. Listen. While you're here, if you haven't done so, please subscribe right now to the channel. Every Wednesday, Armand listens to your music live. My music competition. Every Wednesday, we do a music competition live here where we are listening to your music. So if you rap, sing, and you want to enter our contest, you can submit via the ArmandWigginsShow.com. We're going to put that in the comment section now, moderators, please. Also, merchandise. You can get your merchandise at the ArmandWigginsShow.com. If you would like to become a member, or have the direct link for you here, because for some devices, you have to click the link to join if you want to be our member and get some of our exclusive perks. Let's take some more callers. Ooh, how many people we got on here? What's going on in the chat? Wow, 1,600 people. Wow. Can we get to 1,700 for a record-breaking live, for the biggest live we've ever had? Can we do it? All right, let's take another caller. 718-4240. You're live on the air.
Hi, Armand. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am well. I just wanted to say that on the real tip, at some point your mask slips, and you can't live in a house that's glass for long and pretend. And it's going to be interesting to see how she continues to talk about people's business on television while holding her own. That's a lot of weight to carry on your shoulders if we get on the real tip. And she's headed for a nervous breakdown, and that's what I feel sad about.
That's what I'm nervous about because, she tries to mask it for so long, and she's been slipping because it was showing. She was so high, she was fainting on the show. She couldn't get through her interviews. So I'm afraid that Wendy's old. And, I don't want to say this like that, but, like that, your body can only take so much. She's already frail and she is battling with different diseases. I would hate to see Wendy die because of this.
Yeah.
And you got to think about it.
And
she can happen. Like, she could die. One day we could hear that Wendy Williams is dead. And then what?
Exactly. You know how much stress that is to go to bed with all this weight on her shoulders every single night and have to get on TV and talk about people while that's replaying in the back of your head. Because everybody has a conscience. I'm talking about somebody's business, but I'm a hot topic.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of weight, and I think at some point there's going to be a breaking point. That's all I had to say, Armand. I love you to pieces.
Thank you. All right, we're going to take a couple of more because we want to keep it under an hour. We want to keep it at an hour. All right. Private caller, you're live on the air.
What's up, Armand?
What's going on, Mishi?
I'm so sad there's no show tonight.
I know. I have to go get some camera work done.
Hopefully you'll be able to fix it quick so that next week we'll be back up and running.
Right. Well, shit, this just intruded in my damn class that I was supposed to take. But go ahead.
No, I wanted to say that besides my sadness for the show, that I think Jersey is definitely a no-fault divorce state. And so regardless of what he's done, there's no prenup. So he's going to get half, because that's just how it is. He's also her manager as well, so he's going to get his money. But I think, too, that a big part of it is really she doesn't want to let go of him. Like, her identity is in being, Mrs. Hunter. Like, that's, where she finds herself and what she's always, kind of going on. So she doesn't want to let that go. And I just wanted to say, too, marriage is a business. Mm-hmm. We've been kind of brainwashed to look at marriage as, lollipops and gumdrops. But people should really go research, what is marriage really? Because if you find out about that history, you'll understand it's a business. And as far as business-wise, it could be smarter for her to keep him. Even though he doesn't want her, he probably hasn't wanted her for years, like you said. I'm sure there's nothing, romantically going on there. But that is her husband. And if she wants to keep him until he's ready to throw her away, you know what I mean? It's a business.
Yeah,
and
but
so
you don't think that
really
that your health and your body and your sanity is worth any amount of money? Is worth more than any amount of money?
I say for me, I wouldn't be in this situation at all. But you also have to think of it as, again, marriage is a business. And as you marry someone, you do marry them to be there for, health and sickness. And so who else is going to be there for her? She has literally nobody. Her parents, she's at that age, like I said, where she needs to be the caretaker for her parents. She doesn't have anybody else. And that is her husband. And so just letting him go, the other woman's going to get him. So I think that's a big part of why she hangs on to him as well.
All right. Thank you, Mishi.
Definitely.
Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Okay, last caller. 321-8918. You're live on the air.
Hi, Armand.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm great. $200 just popped up on the screen. Hold on. Wow!
Oh, Lord, money on the floor.
Wow, hold on. This is the special. Wow, okay, see, you guys want to have me go there, and I don't even have on the right pants for this. Hold on. I got to go to the official Kingpin. I got on my, hold on.
You better bring your ass on. There's money on the floor. 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 She's a savage bitch, bundles to the floor. She run for that money, she a gore. Bend your knees, bitch, she can take a loss. Taking that ass till she can't no more. Drop that, break that, wiggle that back. Twerk that, work that, break that back. Break that back, bend them knees till you can't no more. It's money on the floor, give me some more. It's money on the floor, she's taking the law. It's money on the floor.
All right. Back to business. Okay. We can't do too much. Okay. I think I lost the... Okay, 321-8918. Are you back?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm back. Okay, so I've heard everybody, but what no one is talking about is Kelvin and his mess. Because I was sitting at home thinking, what if him and SHARINA have concocted this plan
Mm-hmm.
to send this woman into a spiral so she overdoses and dies so he can get everything. There's no divorce needed. They already know what her vices are. He already knows what's going to throw her into a tizzy or into a downward spiral. Because $60 million or whatever she's worth is enough for them to live very well. I mean, he don't need her to live out his life very well. You know what I'm saying? So what if he's the one supplying it to her? You know what I'm saying? Because, yes, she said her sober coach is driving her, but the videos are showing that he is the one dropping her off. So what if he's still giving her drugs? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, it just crossed my mind because he looks too damn happy in them pictures.
You know what? That's not a bad...
For a man that should be...
Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Like, really think about that this man, he has... If he got a whooping ass room, there ain't much he won't do. And then they can blame it on the drugs and not that he beat her to death or that she had a nervous break. You know, they can say, oh, the drugs did it. And he's off scot-free. He can go ahead and marry whoever the side chick and live happily ever after without, you know, the scrutiny of trying to divorce Wendy, trying to explain to his son why he's marrying this other woman while his mom is still living. You know, all those things. He could, by just, you know, making her overdose.
Wow.
And if she's mixing pills and liquor right now, if that's what her demon is, that demon has killed so many people in this country. Within months, people die for like months.
Yes.
I work in the healthcare field. I've seen it happen. So if they don't get this monkey off her back, it's worse than coke.
Oh.
It really is.
Those prescription pills for sure.
And don't. Yeah, absolutely. And now let's not even talk about if she done dabbled back into coke on top of the pills and the liquor.
Not the Tiffany Haddish dope.
Stupid. That good from Miami.
Oh, you know, come on. Oh, come on.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, I understand that, you know, the money, the divorce, but really think about it from that angle. What if this was his plan all along?
Right.
What if, you know what I'm saying? Like, what if it is? Because she is a woman of a certain age. Her body, you know, she got all these diseases. It's easy to get this woman hooked on pills, something she says she never has done, except for the boob job or whatever. Pills is a demon. You hear me? Those pills are demons.
All right, Carla, we got to keep it moving.
And they kill a lot of people.
Thank
anyway,
you. Love you.
Have a
Bye.
good night. I just wanted people to...
Yes. Thank you. All right. Hennessy and Hip Hop. He is our chat troll. He says, I'll give Wendy some dick, but she might tell my business.
Drake? Yes. Stupid.
Okay. Now, we do have quite a lot of people on here. So my question is, I want to see if there's anybody in the comments, and I know Miriam called in yesterday. If you guys can call again and then post your last four. Has there anybody that's been to the Wendy Williams show recently? Can you give us a little insight on how she is on the camera, off camera, when she's in the aisles with the people? What has been your experience at the show seeing Wendy Williams? Has she been happy? Has she been sad? Can anybody call us and give us any information on if they've been to the Wendy show and if what they've seen? So we'll wait for that information. If you haven't done so, please make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel right now. There's quite a few of you watching. Please go ahead and support the channel and subscribe. Don't just be nosy. Join us. Join us here for the long run, okay? Let's see. Let me do one more. 501-1569. You're live on the air.
What's going on,
Hey,
Armand?
what's going on?
Oh, nothing much, man. I tried to get with you the other day. I finally got through to you, man. I wanted to weigh in on this Wendy Williams situation.
Okay, let's talk about it, boo.
Yeah, personally, I think like Wendy really going through something.
Okay.
Like, like she really going through something. Like as far as everything with her husband and everybody turning their back on her, as far as like her line of work, like everybody saying it's karma or whatnot. I think it's personally just life.
Okay.
Her life is just laid out on a broader scale. Like in a sense, to me, it's almost like I kind of got hip to what you do not too long ago through my girl.
Okay.
But it's almost like truthfully, if something in your personal life came out on a broad scale and everybody who supports you now just turned on you.
Yeah, very true.
Like they playing Wendy like she R. Kelly or Bill Cosby right now. And she the victim.
Well, I think the issue with Wendy is people are frustrated because she's not admitting that it's happening. Like she's acting like nothing is happening. And people are like, well,
how many women admit that they do cheating?
Yeah, but I think the thing is she comfortably talks about other people's marriages and relationships. Like if you was a celebrity and you was cheating on your girl right now, Wendy would talk all kind of shit about you. Right? But then her husband's doing the same thing, got a whole baby and a side bitch 20 years younger than her. Got mansions and cars and using her for money while she's over there at sober homes. So it's like, girl, if you're gonna talk about it a bit, you got the whole situation going on too. So why don't you just talk? I think a lot of people will respect her more if she'd be like, you know what, my man cheating on me too. So that's why I know what it feels like. I can read the signs of a cheating ass nigga. I mean, she was honest about her cocaine addiction. She was honest about her babies. Why she can't be honest about her man cheating on her?
Yeah. It's a big, like you said, that's the pride thing with it. Like her line of work won't let her do it. But that's almost like your drug counselor admitting that they smoke a blunt.
True, that's true. I mean, I understand. So what you think, Wendy? What do you think? So what would you tell her right now? What would your advice be?
I just hold your head. Like honestly, like she doing what she's supposed to be doing. Like just hold your head.
Would you smoke a blunt with Wendy?
I said, I believe this person. Man, I'll pass her the one I'm about to light up right now.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't want to get hung up on like the package.
Okay, right. All right, see ya. Bye.
All right, bro.
Bye. Y'all is crazy. Okay, y'all. So this has been another phenomenal show. We got to keep it kind of short for the replay. But I want to thank all you guys for coming. Keep me updated. If you guys have any celebrity news, any celebrity tips, gossip, email me at thearmandwiggenshow@gmail.com. Please don't forget to visit us at thearmandwiggenshow.com to sign up for our music show every Wednesday. Armand Listens to Your Music Live's top artists. We are hosting a music competition for all rappers and singers. Also, if you would like to become a member, please click the link and join our team. Until next time, I'm really going to be following this Wendy story. Wendy is one of my, personality idols. It's really unfortunate what's going on with her because like the last caller said, I mean, the higher I grow, something like this could happen to me. And so I'm learning as I'm talking. You get what I'm saying? To just always kind of be aware because people can be before you and people can be against you. But that's why it's very important to try to make sure you have somebody that likes you, somebody that supports you, because Wendy's in a situation where she has no one that supports her. And when you go stick your neck out there like that, you have to be your own poker face. So outside of all the bullshit, I would not want anything to happen to her detrimentally. And I've seen, I missed her. I don't know the lady. I battle with dislike and love for her in my mind all the time because I personally feel like she's very, very selfish, but at the same time, I think she's great at what she does. I hate that this has happened to her. I hope that she can figure it out. I would love to see a biopic on Wendy Williams, the rise and fall, or just her life. I would love to see more about the husband and the mistress and the son and what happened with her and her parents and her brothers and sisters. Why none of them are involved. None of them are involved. That reminds me of a certain person that I know. None of their family fuck with them, but bitch, they just... Never mind. Let me not go there. But listen, it's crazy. But I mean, we're rooting for Wendy. Hopefully, but the thing is, it's hard when she's just not keeping it real. But maybe she can't keep it real right now. So hopefully she's being very strategic. She has somebody that she's looking at or talking to, and she will find a way out of this eventually, because I don't see this ending well if she just stays in this tumultuous marriage. So until next time, I've been your host, Armand Wiggins, and you guys have been watching The Armand Wiggins Show, the greatest show on YouTube. And until next time, make sure you guys keep that same energy, and I'll see you soon. Shout out to all the members. Thank you for everything. Shout out to the super chat. I love you all. Thank you for watching so much. Please make sure you guys subscribe. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers. The original, bitch. We are recording live from a secret location.